What is going on, guys? It's Colin. I thought I'd do a little moto vlog. I'm down in beautiful Quispamsis, New Brunswick, in an area formerly known as Gondola Point. Well, it still is, but it's not its own town anymore. This is the part of the world where I grew up, so figured I'd show you around as I head back towards Fredericton. I was just down overnight visiting a friend that, anyway, we've been friends for a long time, but haven't had the chance to really hang out much lately. My schedule has been so busy. Where I have the windshield on here, I'm going to have to vent my helmet, which won't lead to the best audio, but hopefully you can still hear what I'm saying. This area has grown up tremendously even since I lived here. I would have moved to Fredericton in 2004, so about 14 years ago now, I guess. No, sorry, 2005, so 13 years ago. And this neighborhood is where I bought my first house. So I went to university here in New Brunswick, and the first 3 years of my career I actually moved down to the States. I was with an internet service provider in Maine, based out of Bangor the first little bit, and then we did some expanded to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And when that was sold in 2003, I think it was, I moved back and I bought a house and was working out of St. John for a few years until I met my wife and we decided to join forces and converge in Fredericton. Might take a little spin past my old house too. And I'm just going to roll camera until I have to take a break. And it is about 7 degrees Celsius here right now, so it's a chilly day. I've got wind pants on, got my fall jacket. I'm cozy so far, but we're not going highway speeds yet, so stay tuned. Yeah, I'm just gonna disturb the peace here on this lovely Sunday morning and see what's up. Yeah, so this house here on the right, number 4, that is where I lived. My first house. Got some stars up in the window. Looks like they got some kids living there. Great little family house. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Beautiful backyard. Ah, nostalgia. Anyway, I did put up an update video around what's been going on. Things have been busy. My upload schedule is probably going to be a little sporadic for the next few weeks, maybe even the next month or so, while I just take care of some business and do some recording and all that. I'll try and, do the behind the scenes footage, which I've still failed to deliver. I'll get my shit together eventually though. Alright, we're heading down toward the St. John River. Actually, it's the Kennebecasis River here, and it hooks up with the St. John River right around St. John, so Grand Bay, I think. Could be talking at my ass because I do not have Google Maps in front of me, but yeah. Be careful, we're coming down to the main drag. Deer creep. Oh, deer. Look at that. Don't know if you saw that, but there's a deer. 2 of them. Cool. This whole neighborhood's generally pretty well populated with deer, and they know there's no danger. So they are very, very brave. I used to joke that I wouldn't have needed a hunting weapon here when I lived in Gondola Point. If you really wanted to get yourself a deer in the fall for some meat, I could have just walked out into my backyard with a pitching wedge. I'm sure that PETA's gonna dox me for that comment, and I'm joking. I don't really hunt, but I don't hunt at all. But that's just kind of how close you can get to them. I actually backed into a deer, backing into my garage when I lived in this area. And it scared the shit out of me because I heard like this soft thud. And I had checked behind me as I'm backing into the garage, and I was worried that, you know, a kid was playing. It was just dusk and freaked me out. I stopped the car, flung open the door, and then I saw this deer bounding away. It's like, Jesus. So I have to kind of be on high alert that one doesn't run out in front of me here. And I think for the sake of scenery, I might roll all the way into St. John here along the old Rossay Road. Not hit the highway until I'm closer to the city. Give it a chance to warm up a few degrees. And I'm going to roll camera probably till I'm halfway back to Fredericton. Talk sometimes, shut up other times. Standard affair. Election day is tomorrow, so only have to look at these goddamn campaign signs for another couple of days. I think after the election's over, they have like 24 or 48 hours to go around and take them down. So, as much as I don't really like politics at all, one thing I do appreciate is that our election campaign only runs for a month. So, you know, in other parts of the world, namely our neighbors to the south, it seems like the campaigning never stops because you have, you know, one set of elections every 4 years, and then you have midterm elections, and yeah, the campaigning is just non-stop. Here it's kind of limited to a month before the election. I guess in theory that means that the rest of the time you're supposed to be governing and trying to make the world a better place, not campaigning to get re-elected from the day you're elected. So I already had a fairly lengthy rant on politics. I'm not going to get into that. It's a shit show, in my opinion. I know that some people follow it very passionately. Oopsie. I am speeding. 30. Okay. This here is the Rossay Common. Nice area. Site of some controversy in recent years. I think it was... Anyway, so this is a fairly rich, well-to-do part of the world that we're heading into. And they had the Rossay Common... Well, I mean, they have people that go there and play basketball and hockey and whatnot, and I forget if it was hockey or basketball. I think it was hockey because they put an outdoor rink there, and the neighbors were complaining because kids were out there playing hockey, and I forget what the name of the group was, but I mean, this just goes to show you that people will get angry about anything. And there was like this social media campaign railing against the fact that kids were outside playing hockey. So, you know, this is fucking Canada, guys. That's awesome. Kids are outside in fresh air. They're playing. They're not inside playing video games. And so then this sarcastic campaign popped up where people were like, actually maybe I started it with some of my social media friends, where I shared the article about these kids out there, and you could hear like the pucks hitting the boards, and oh my god, the poor residents of Rothesay having to put up with the sound of laughter and joy and gamesmanship. So yeah, I started the hashtag Pray for Rothesay campaign in the wake of that very, very challenging situation they were going through. Being a smartass and making fun of people who make a big deal about nothing is something I feel very passionately about. Just saying. This is a nice ride. The wind pants are keeping my legs from freezing. Got my warm gloves on. Great fall jacket. I believe it's a saying from Finland or something like that, that there's no such thing as bad weather, just inappropriate clothing, or inadequate clothing. I'm sure I've misquoted that somewhat, but you get the spirit of what I'm trying to say. You can deal with just about anything as long as you're equipped for it. That's the Riverside Golf and Country Club. Looks like something's going on. I mean, it's still golf season. It would have been. There was frost overnight, so don't know if they had to keep them off the course till the frost lifted. But now it's 10:30 in the morning. It's up to like 7 or 8 degrees. So it would actually, if you're bundled up, it would be a nice day. Nice day to be outside. And I'm going to get back to Fredericton around lunchtime. It should give us lots of time to have a nice day with the family. No music plans. Kind of blocked out the week after harvest to just relax, reset. Which I think is it's necessary to do that. I mean, I'm still working my day job, but that's kind of why there was only one upload last week. Just taking it easy. Anyway, I might cut together just sort of 5 minutes of footage as I roll through St. John and on up towards Fredericton. Once I get on the highway, it's not the best for talking, but I'm not going to pull over and stop the camera, so it is what it is. We are now entering the city of St. John. Down in there where that white car is coming out, that's Kennebecase's Park. And there are some beautiful homes down there. I'm not going to go rip through there on a Harley on a Sunday morning. They'll probably sick the cops on me for disturbing the peace. I'm kind of kidding. Kind of. And from that neighborhood, you have kind of this industrial gap, if you will, before you get right into St. John. Very rocky area, as you can see. Maybe you can see. Limestone quarry. What are you doing there, bud? Okay, I get it. Anyway, I'm just going to see how long that I can keep this visor down out on the highway here without it fogging up. I'm not going to talk until we get the other side of St. John, but I'll show you the sights of this industrial city. We'll throw some music over it or whatever. Talk on the flip side, guys.
Had lots of heroes come and go, but so few have stood the test of time. So I guess it never seems to me as strange when one goes down and new one's found, the world goes round. Safely on the sidelines, the best seats in the whole damn place. There's no dirt and there's no danger. You don't play the game, you wait, you watch, it's not the same. I'm just young enough to realize that I'm not too old to try to switch it on and not just be a passerby. I've lost, the things that bring me pain are too easy to deny. Bundled up and buried in the ground, I could adore or just ignore my inner war. When it's time to pack up and move on and throw it all aside, you can't forget the wisdom you've earned, the compromises, all the lies that no one buys. I'm just young enough to realize that I'm not too old to try to switch it on and not just be a passerby. It better be just good enough to keep them safe, to keep me safe, to ascertain what went right and what went oh so wrong. Lessons learned on the flip side. I'm young enough, I'm old enough, I'm cold enough to speak my mind. I won't relent, I won't rewind. I'm just young enough to realize that I'm not too old to try to switch it on and not just be a passerby.
All right, we're back. I'm gonna pull off the highway here, like it's kind of goes between being a 2-lane road and a divided highway a couple of places between St. John and Fredericton, but it's not twinned the whole way. And the road that I'm going to pop down onto used to be the main road between those two cities, but they built this bypass a few years back. I'm going to stop because I need petrol. And it's also a good spot to take a little break where it is cold. My hands are getting a little chilly. Not too bad. Good to stretch though. Make sure that when I go to put a foot down later that my leg isn't numb and I don't just topple over. So next weekend, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to share with you guys, but my band Art of the Possible is going to be part of an awesome project that's been happening here in Fredericton for the last, I'm going to say, year and a half. I don't know the exact dates, but there is a documentary series being filmed about the local music scene here called The Capital Project. And anyway, I was a part of it solo, and there was actually like a full-length feature film portion of it, and I'm not sure if all of that is done and the editing is complete and everything, but I was in that as a solo artist, and the director reached out, who's a great guy by the name of Tim Rain, reached out and asked if our band could be filmed next weekend, and that'll be at the Fredericton Playhouse. So, you know, we won't see that footage for quite a while, but it'll be epic, high quality, you know, all pro, just amazing footage, and it's just a thrill to be a part of it. So that's what's on the agenda for next weekend. Other than that, my music gigging schedule is fairly slow until the end of October. Next week I'll also be speaking at a conference for Indigenous artists, helping, you know, there's a bunch of great people that are talking, so again, I'm honored to be a part of it. Just talking about, you know, my perspective, getting started in this game later in life, things that I've kind of learned from my previous career, or, you know, my current professional career, I guess, that can be brought over and applied to, you know, being an artist, which are important, and I think that, you know, can give one a competitive advantage that really don't have to do with, you know, talent or the art itself. Just ways that you can look at things and conduct yourself that are going to make it appealing for other people to want to work with you. I feel kind of hypocritical because, you know, I haven't yet seen a great deal of success in the music business, if you will. But I do think that, you know, I've got a pretty good reputation as somebody who's reliable to work with. I try my best to treat everyone well and help people and give back, pay it forward, all that kind of stuff. So certain thing, I mean, there will be more in detail technical stuff we talk about. It's not all going to be touchy-feely vaporware, if you will, but I'm really looking forward to that, and that's on Friday. Then we're getting filmed at the Capitol on Saturday, and it's too cool, man. We're now, as I said, this used to be the main road. I should probably slow down for the railroad tracks. Take them at an angle. Woo! All right. Yeah, this used to be the main road between St. John and Fredericton. They opened up this 4-lane divided bypass a few years ago, which cuts down on the time. It's more convenient, but there's no service stops, like no gas or anything between, I think, Westfield and like Oromocto. So this is the halfway point of my journey. It is, I do need gas-ish. Might as well stop and take care of that now. Stretch, all that good stuff, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down below. Leave a thumbs up and a comment. If you didn't like the video, let me know down below. Leave a thumbs down and a comment. Even just, you know, tell me I suck. That's okay. I got pretty thick skin and I've been doing this internet thing for quite a while. I don't have a heart of stone, but I'm pretty tough to offend at this point in my life, so... Yeah, I just realized that my wallet, with which I will pay for the gasoline, is in my pocket, which is inside, like, in my jeans, and I have wind pants over it, so I'm gonna probably take my break first and fish that wallet out. I don't want to get arrested for indecent exposure or any of that stuff, so... Here we are, the Wellsford Irving / Agency Liquor Store. Good times. I hope you guys have a great week. By the time you see this, it'll be Monday. Hope your Monday isn't shitty, as Mondays often are. It's been good talking to you. Cheers. We'll talk soon.